On behalf of the Holy See of Ishgard, allow me to express my deepest thanks.
I know I'm the best.
Never before have we been required to contend with a primal. Indeed, there were fears in some quarters that our knights might not be equal to the task. From what we have now learned of these beings, I can say with certainty that we would have lost a great many men had the Scions not intervened.
Yeah, because I have books.
Then the argument for preemptive action should be self-evident. Perchance now you will reconsider my proposal that Ishgard move against Nautalon.
Ere we first met, a similar proposal was tabled, but the Holy See decreed that we were to observe, and that military action should be taken only in self-defense. All things considered, it was not an unreasonable decision. Since the calamity, 2 vigils have fallen to the Horde, while Garuda has never shown any inclination to storm the gates of judgment. Which is why this unprecedented crisis and its resolution may prompt a change in policy. You who have faced these primals know well the threat they pose. Ishgard did not. Not until now.
Yeah.
And there is naught like a brush with death to change a man's outlook.
Because
At the very
XIV
least,
doesn't care
this should
about the
silence
code.
any lingering objections to our arrangement with Revenant's Toll. The Holy See may even feel moved to grant us its formal endorsement.
So far as it is possible, the Scions shall be compensated for their service.
We should be grateful for any aid you can provide.
As a gesture of good faith, I shall withdraw my previous request. Your people are doubtless needed elsewhere.
That will not be necessary. We, too, have a vested interest in watching Dravania's movements.
I see. Once more, I must thank you.
Sir Emmerich, if I may, do you truly believe that Midgard-Zoma could return?
The heavens are a window unto truth, but those who interpret their movements are not infallible. I requested your involvement as a precautionary measure.
But of course, you sought an excuse to compensate us from the first, mindful of what would happen if Revenant's Toll were taken by your enemies. Ishgard is not wont to aid its neighbors, but that does not preclude it from manipulating them to serve its own interests.
Hey, if it
Choose
works
your
in
next
both,
words carefully.
if it works in favor of both, who cares?
Do you know what sort of man becomes Lord Commander of the Temple Knights? One who comes from good stock. I did not. Yet here I am now. Why do you suppose that is? Because I swiftly learnt to tell the difference between words, deeds, and beliefs. You are correct, Master Leveilleur. Ishgard desires to see Revenant's Toll flourish, as it would present a troublesome obstacle to our enemies from the south.
We are so glad to be of use to you.
As we are to you. Ours is a mutually beneficial arrangement, lest we forget, one born of necessity. The dragons grow more restless by the day, and the heretics harry us nigh without cease.
There is no one.
We have contended with such troubles for centuries, but there are limits to even our endurance.
And
Yet as a pauper is loath to part with his meager possessions, the leaders of
They say
Ishgard
they
are
are
not
some,
wont to render up their trust
but
to
no,
outsiders.
because they offer something, even though it's not as
But
valuable
with
to
perseverance on
somebody.
our part, they may yet be made to see the light. Nevertheless, one must take care when walking the road less traveled.
Wise words,
Because
Sir Emmerich.
war
I shall
is
make a
not a
point
deal.
to remember them. I must apologize for my earlier outburst. I hope it will not sour our good relations.
Yeah.
Not at all. You but spoke from the heart. I trust you understand that at times my duties may prevent me from meeting with you. On such occasions, my second-in-command will speak for me.
Lucia, at your service. Pray excuse our reticence. We are but wary of speaking too freely, lest our sentiments be made known to our enemies. Know that the Lord Commander and I are of one mind. For the sake of Ishgard, and of Eorzea at large, I pray our peoples can put aside their differences. Those who dwell in the past risk losing sight of their future.
Should aught befall one of our shipments, pray
Yeah,
inform Lucia
But you need to
immediately.
learn from the past.
You may also relay to her
so
any
you don't
words
make
you
the
might
same
have for me
mistake in the
alone.
future.
Not being of Ishgardian birth, she owes no allegiance to any noble house, making her as near to incorruptible as one can find in my homeland. Suffice it to say, I trust her completely, and so may you. Which reminds me, Lord Orchefort, if you would be so kind.
Certainly.
In times such as these, trust is ever in short supply. Mayhap this will go some way to rectify the problem. The results of our investigation into the heretics' recent attacks, as well as our interrogation of the merchant you detained.
Sir Emmerich, I cannot thank you enough.
Think nothing of it. Ishgard may be many things, but it is no friend to Garlemald.
Yeah, Gulmud
Did
tried
I
to
not tell you to
attack
have
them,
faith, my friend?
but the dragons stopped them before they reached Ishgard, so... Kind of ironic that the dragons saved them. And here they are. Fighting the dragons. There you go, got some new weapons. Ooh, this shiny too. Time to go punchy punch. Okay, eyes unclouded. It would seem we have much to discuss with our friends at the Rising Stones. If what you say is true, Iceheart's method of summoning Shiva defies all precedents. It necessitates a complete reappraisal of the primal threat and of our approach to combating it. Moreover, there are grave ramifications in if word of the incident reaches Imperial ears. The Garlean Empire believes that primal are an insufferable menace, that their mere existence is a threat to the very star. As such, they deem any action taken against the beast tribe to be justified by default. Imagine then if it became known that it was not only the beast tribe of Eosa that could summon primals, but the civilized peoples as well. Any lingering objection to the Eosan campaign would vanish overnight. Where before we had to contend with a single Imperial Legion, we could well find ourselves facing a combined might of all Garlemald. But I speak unadvisedly. Come, Drazor, it is better that we continue this conversation in Modona. Let's go to the Rising Stones then. Back to Revenant's Stall we go.
Words cannot well express how glad I am to see you return to us hale and whole. Needless to say, I am most eager to hear your account of that which occurred in Curthis, assuming you're ready to speak of it.
Oh yeah, of course. I'm gonna nod and smile.
Excellent. I shall summon the others at once.
Yeah. Everyone, get in here.
Iceheart used her own body as a vessel for a primal soul?
Master Louisoir's writings make no mention of such a possibility. Can we be certain this entity was a primal?
Yes.
As certain as we can be that good King Moggelmog the 12th was a primal, I should think. Both were ostensibly summoned.
Let's not quibble over definitions. Of more concern is the implication that Iceheart retained her will, even after she was possessed.
That's because
We
she
are
has
talking
the echo.
about a mortal, wielding the power of a primal.
It can't possibly be that easy, can it? There must be some sort of sacrifice required. Or maybe she's just special?
What qualities this woman possesseth, I know not. But full sure am I that she was groomed for this role. Few are privy to the secrets of summoning, and but a single party standeth to profit from their dissemination.
Well, I
Asians.
wouldn't presume to comment on how the lass came to know about summoning, but I will say that what she summoned was a primal. The readings were the same, or near as damn it. Strange as it all sounds, it's really no different from what you've faced before.
Then mayhap it is time that we re-examined our previous encounters.
Oh, pack your things, Ida. We are going back to Gridania.
Yes, sir.
About Iceheart's final words to you. Hear, feel, think. Hydaelyn speaks to her as well.
Yep.
If Iceheart is blessed with the power of the Echo, she will doubtless have used it to further her goals. Or could it be that it was a revelation granted her by the Echo which first set her on this path? She did say that the Ishgardians were blind to the truth. Do you think she has knowledge of the origins of the Ishgardian-Dravanian War? It would do much to explain her unwavering conviction.
Did not the Lady Iceheart implore thee to seek the Keeper of the Lake? And did she not imply that in so doing thou wouldst come to see with eyes unclouded?
Yeah.
Midgard Zoma was a king amongst kings who reigned for centuries on end. But he is dead and his wisdom lost to the ages. Unless the Ishgardians' fears are well-founded. It would seem we have yet another reason to stand watch over the Keeper of the Lake. For a mercy, we are well positioned to do so. Iceheart, Shiva, Ascians, and Midgard Zoma. I shudder to think how they're all connected.
I gave enough money. I mean to scour the annals for knowledge of Midgard. Given his great age, I dare say he appears here more than a few. Do you hear that? The commotion outside. Would you see if aught is amiss? Sure. Hey, is everything fine? Drazor, this will that you are on hand, you have a problem. Royal has escaped. It happened shortly after Immortal Flames took her into custody. She had been placed in a dungeon cell ahead of her coming trial, but apparently the accommodation was not to her liking. The turnkey was found slain along with the 2 guards. This plain she received inside help, citizen proposing while quitting the city via the Gate of Nord, with a bloodied spear in her hand. She makes for Castrum Meridianum. I'm certain of it. With her fate in Eosias as good as sealed, what recourse had she but to flee to her imperial masters? Even as we speak, Captain Ilbert and the First are hot upon Roselle's heels. Pray make haste to Camp Blufug and join the hunt. But we have control over that. It's like the only one that we have control over. The others we didn't. It's just that one and the island aside of that we never go to because they already Limsa Luminsa dealt with it and we dealt with the teleporter. Yeah. But the one on Limsa soil is still there, and the one in yeah, whatever. Anyway, thanks for coming, Zion. I've spoken with soldiers here. They say that Rael walked through the camp not a bell ago. Aye, she walked right through. You did not miss her. We have Raban's decision to keep the matter secret to thank for that. Bad for morale, he said. As a result, not a single flame in the garrison made any attempt to detain her, and so here we are. Rael must not be allowed to reach Castrum Meridianum. Why? We destroyed that place. But sure. Oh, hunting log? Do I see hunting log? This one. That's the hunting log done. What do we have left? Southern Tanland. Okay. One time. Yes. This wretch was with Rael. He threw himself at us, that his mistress might escape. She didn't blink in when we cut him down, not even when he started screaming. No loyalty even to her own. That's goddamn Harpy. Pfft. With me, Zion, we almost have her. Let's go with my glowy thing. I guess they took it back. heart's content. All the AoEs. Tons of damage. Single target done. Back to AoEs. There you go. Easy. Bind her and do it tight. Yes, sir. Good work, man. She and her Imperial cronies pushed us close, but we were better. Behold and respect, officer of Immortal Flames. People looked up to you as one of the Order's founding members, one of its pillars. It sounds mean to see you fall so low. What? Would you know how of low, you spoiled little lordling who has never known anyone? People such as you take wealth and birth for granted. You think if it's your God's given right to rule over others. You know not of our plight, the injustice that we love-born each guardians must endure. To the noble lords and ladies, we are not people, but resources to be consumed. I did what I had to survive, stealing, killing, even whoring myself. It is no fault of mine if fools imagine me a paragon when I joined the flames. To hear you tell it, one would think you're the only person ever to have suffered. In case you have forgotten, Ruban himself was born into poverty, as was I. We lived hand to mouth with little more than shirts on our backs. Hunger was a constant companion. Yet never did we bemoan our lot in life, nor did we begrudge others their fortunes. We accepted the hand that we had been dealt, and played it to the best of our ability. Life was a battle, but no matter what fate threw at us, we took it on the chin and came back for more. Everything we have, we fought for. Or why we are indifferent then? It's true that we were both mercenaries of lovely birth, and it's true that we both had our fair share of struggles. But where I sold my sword, you, Marshal, you sold your comrades. If life has taught me one thing, it's that you never betray your own. I would sooner cut off my own arm than raise a hand against a friend. But enough talk. You will return to Uldar to face justice and the people whose trust you have dragged through together. Not so much as a hint of remorse. It's well that this sordid business is finally at an end. Our friend's betrayal cuts deeper than steel. We must hope that we have chosen our own alliance more wisely than Rapon chose his. Yes, Avner, hopefully you did. I hope so too.
I have heard. Truly bothersome business. No, I do not foresee a problem on that front. The main concern is Roban. There is no telling what the brute might do. Have the blades watch him in the flames day and night. You may leave the Sultana to me. I shall personally attend her grace. Sever one of the East Aldenard trade routes. That ought to keep Lolorito occupied for a while. Nanamo Ulnamo. For my sake, pray be a good little Sultana to the last.
Fucking all of us, man. Captain Ilbert and I have a few questions for the Flame Marshal regarding circumstances of miraculous escape. When we have completed our interrogation, we shall take our finding directly to General Ban, and that shall be the end of it. Your work here is done, my friend. My thanks. But I have one last task. Return to the Rising Throne and praise Mephila of all that has happened. I am aware that antecedent held Royal in high regard, for better or for worse. She will want to know of this tale's ends. Okay. Let's go back to Revenant's Toll.
Welcome back, my friend. I have already received word from Alfino.
Nice.
To think that Flame Marshal Huayu was the Garlean agent. I know not what to say. Together with Robon, Aline lent us much needed aid at the time of our order's founding. She was particularly passionate about the need to tackle the primal threat. When we discussed the subject, her eyes fairly shone with determination.
Maybe because
whatever
the
else she may have
Guardians also
been, I
want to
choose
get
to
rid of
believe
them.
that it was her true self with whom I spoke then. But now is not the time to dwell on such matters. I have an important announcement to make regarding our effort to defeat the Asians. We shall begin as soon as everyone is assembled.
Our goals kinda aligns with the Empire, to be honest.